Welcome back to Amateur Game Review, where, surprise, surprise, we're playing another game that isn't Randy's type of video game. Join us in reviewing Ratchet and Clank, where I'm going to constantly say, I thought this game was awesome, and Randy will say phrases like, I don't know, after the intro. Alright, Negative Nancy, why don't you tell us a little bit about Ratchet and Clank in general?
I don't know much about it. This is the first one I've ever played.
This is the first Ratchet and Clank you've ever played? Oh, no wonder you've been so...
I mean, it's a kid game.
It's not a kid, it's a platformer. That doesn't make it a kid game.
It's a kid game.
Ah.
It's a kid-friendly game.
It is kid-friendly, I'll give you that.
Yeah. What are you going to say about it? It's a shooter. You get guns.
Oh, right there, already not a kid game.
I'm joking.
I would never give my kids guns.
I would. I liked it. It was a good game. I played it a lot more than I thought I would. I thought, like the last video we did, I thought I was going to play it for a couple minutes, lie to you. But it was okay. I liked a lot of things about it.
Alright.
I love that this was... I think the reason I liked it is because it was newer. Like, if you gave me an old Ratchet and Clank, I wouldn't have played it.
Yeah.
Because I don't do old games.
Yeah,
but
I know you're a hater.
This was made... This is like, what? The second game made for PS5?
Something like that.
Like, this is a PS5 showing off its graphics, showing off the haptic triggers.
Yeah.
This was the PS5 showing off.
Yeah, showing off well. We live in an age where developers have a hard time getting games out. They're always in crunch mode, they're always stressing and getting into Twitter wars with fans and all this stuff. And Insomniac is just over here pumping out freaking classics left and right, not having a hard time at all.
Mind their own business.
And making beautiful games. And that's the first thing I think we should talk about, how well this game looks. Yeah. A platformer, a cartoony, Pixar-looking platformer should not look this good. Why is it the best-looking game on PS5?
Well, one, there's not much competition.
I guess, but
most
Jesus.
PS5 games are just updates of PS4 games.
Yeah, most of them, but there are a few that are just straight PS5 games, and it looks better than all of them, in my opinion.
Does it look better in Returnal?
Yes.
Think so?
I absolutely think so. The ray tracing, the reflections, you can zoom in on Ratchet's face and see the reflection of the entire game in his eyes. Like,
yeah,
it is crazy how good this game looks. To me, best looking game that I've seen so far.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I mean, honestly, we don't need to spend forever on the graphics. They are absolutely beautiful. That's all you need to know. So let's move on to gameplay, and what did you think?
I like the gameplay. And just like the last video we did, I'm going to rate it higher because this ain't my kind of game, and I enjoyed it.
Oh, you rate it how you want to rate it. Don't rate it how you think that other people enjoy it. How did you enjoy it?
I liked it. It was fun. It was engaging and entertaining. Which, for a kid game, that's all you ask for.
It's not a kid game.
It's a kid game.
Oh my gosh. I thought the gameplay was fantastic, honestly.
It was really good.
The platforming was spot on. The gunplay was super fun. This was
yes, I love
the amount of guns that you had and the way that they all felt differently. And I mean, this kind of hops back into graphics a little bit, but like you're shooting stuff with guns and the particles just blowing off of people. It's insane. But I thought the gameplay was awesome. Like,
I did too.
The jumping around felt phenomenal. Shooting felt pretty much phenomenal.
Everything felt smooth.
It was super smooth. This is a really smooth game.
Yeah. I want to key in a little bit more on something you just said. Guess what it is?
How awesome Ratchet's face fur looked.
That's exactly what I wanted to talk about. No. The guns. The gunplay. What was your favorite combination of guns? Because you could only use... You couldn't use just one. Like, you'd run out of ammo, you have to switch to another one.
Oh, yeah. I was using like 4 and 5 at a time. I was cycling through the quick select because I was running out of ammo. My favorite one wasn't actually a gun. I mean, it's a gun, but it was basically a grenade, and that was the Shatter Blast. Is that what it's called? A Shatter Blast? I loved that thing. I was tossing it constantly until I ran out of ammo every fight.
Yeah.
And then I would switch to the shotgun. What was that, like the Executor or something like that?
I can't remember.
Yeah, I was tossing grenades and then just jumping in, shotgun blast, jumping back out, and then that big, huge beam.
The photon beam, what I called it?
Yeah, I can't remember what it was actually called.
Megaton something.
Yeah, that thing was powerful, and I loved it.
Yes. It took so long to charge up, but you eventually powered up.
The guns felt so different. Every gun felt like their own, like in your hand, not just playing with them. The actual controller reacted different to the way that the guns felt.
Like I said, PS5 showing off everything. Even
it was showing off, and I was like, girl. But what was your favorite guns?
Well, same. I love the Shatter Blasts.
Yeah,
you could just run around in circles, dodging and throwing grenades. I'm not even looking where I'm throwing them. Just throwing them. The Ricochet. I would use the Shatter or whatever, the ricochet, the headhunter, because it's a sniper rifle. You gotta have a sniper rifle. And the photon beam.
Yeah, the photon beam was OP. I love that thing.
I could see why other guns people would use, like the plant gun or whatever, the sprinkler.
I actually used that. Yeah, you throw a bunch of them down and it like freezes all the enemies, and then you just rain shatter blast from the sky like you're some kind of little fox god.
The mushroom gun was cool.
Yeah.
Because it just gave you a companion. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, it was like a little turret.
You didn't have to aim. You just shot them, and then they would come out and help you.
Yeah.
That was cool. So, like, I ain't gonna say there's builds in this game, but you can set your dude up different ways.
Speaking of builds, the gun leveling system.
Yeah, there ain't no skill points. It all goes in the guns.
Yes, and it changed the guns significantly.
Yeah.
Like, I had my shotgun, the range on it so far that I did not need to be close to people. I was blasting them from a distance. And then, like,
A sniper shotgun.
even the normal pistol, it starts shooting like 3 bullets at a time and stuff.
Yeah.
The guns are what the game is about to me. Like, it felt like a gun game.
I didn't start, like, when I first started, I didn't upgrade a pistol at all. I was focused on everything else.
Yeah.
But you get so much ammo with the pistol, you gotta upgrade it.
Yeah, the pistol's like your go-to. You're constantly using that pistol.
So you gotta have it.
I mean, other than that, that's the game, basically. We can talk a little bit about the story. I don't want to spoil anything. So basically, the world is what this game is about. How charming it is, how fun it is to be in, and the characters. Clank and Ratchet and their humor, and the new character, Rivet. And she could have been just a generic Ratchet, but she had her own personality. Story-wise, she was awesome.
I wish there was more of a difference between their playstyles.
That is my only complaint in this game.
They could have done. There was a huge opportunity there, and they missed it.
Yes,
Which, it's a risk they didn't take. They could have. They didn't want to risk it and fail. Because some people might have not liked that, especially because in this world, you're Ratchet, this world, you're Rivet. So they had to have some kind of synergy there. But they could have had...
Yeah, that is my only complaint in this game, honestly. Like, I absolutely love the game. The story is so funny, and their humor is just, it's spot on. It's my kind of humor.
Very kid-friendly humor.
Yeah, it's my kind of humor. But, like, when you play as Ratchet and you unlock guns and unlock stuff, and then you switch to Rivet, you have the same guns with the same unlocks. And they play that off in the story as, oh, we have a shared account at that gun store or whatever. But
are they sending them the guns in email? Or how's that working?
But in reality, they play exactly the same.
They're the same.
Like, even down to the hammer and the wrench are used exactly the same. That is my only problem.
Yes.
But character-wise, they are completely different.
Yeah, as far as story and the character development,
they act different. Their voice acting is great.
Yeah.
Just an absolutely great game other than that.
He's fox color, she's purple. Like,
yeah. What more do you want? I mean, that basically sums up the game. So, what do you think? Do you think that people should go out, if they have a PS5, and get Ratchet and Clank?
Yeah. 2 reasons. 1, it was really good. Better than I thought it was going to be. I say that every time, I feel like.
Yeah.
And for PS5, what else? What other games are there?
Yeah, there isn't a huge...
There's not a huge library for PS5.
No.
There's a lot of PS4 games for PS5.
Yes.
But as far as a PS5 game...
Yeah, you've got like 4 options, and this is... And luckily, most of those options, though, are good. And this is another good...
Destruction All-Stars?
Well, I was thinking of like Demon Souls. And,
Demon Souls, Returnal, now this.
Yeah.
They're all good.
Yeah. So... Also, I think go out and get it. If you have a PS5, a lot of people are complaining $70 now for PS5 games. I got my money's worth, and I think it's worth the $70.
That's for another video.
Yeah, that's for another video. I still say, even at that price point, go out and get it. Fantastic game. I give it a 9.5 out of 10.
9.5? That's pretty high. That's like Zelda God of War score.
Oh yeah, Zelda, God of War, Ratchet. That's
my god! I would
right up there.
Give it a 9.5. That's way too high.
Yeah, well, 9.5 out of 10. So
that's pretty much all we can talk about without getting into spoiler territory.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and wrap it up there. My name is Randy. This is Zach. We're still Amateur Game Review. We're still amateurs. We'll be professionals one day.
Probably not anytime soon, based off of this video. But
if you like what you saw, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And if you didn't like what you saw, Anyway, if you didn't like it, which you probably didn't, let us know down in the comments below what we can do to make this video better.
Yeah.
We're always trying to improve, and any bit of criticism actually helps us. So.
Don't be too mean.
Yeah, I am a Cincy boy. But until next time, guys, we'll see you in the next video.